Over Memorial Day weekend, we took a road trip through central Washington on our way to Leavenworth. We stopped at Snoqualmie Falls, which is located about 30 miles east of Seattle. It's a 268-foot waterfall that is actually taller than Niagara Falls. The views were absolutely impressive. It was a beautiful sunny day, and they do have some little walking trails on this area too. We took Highway 2 through the Cascades on our way to Leavenworth, and it's easily one of the most beautiful drives in Washington. The route winds through mountain passes, along rivers, and past lots of forests. You can still see the snow on top of some of the mountains. Right, and our first stop on Saturday morning was the Leavenworth Reindeer Farm, which is a highlight for us each and every year. Penny's goal is to find each and every farm cat. I think this year she spotted 4, but she was able to get some scritches on a lot of them. The main show, however, are the reindeer. Now, these little guys, these big guys, I should say, are part of the herd where you're able to go in and actually feed them with these willow branches, and they are just the cutest. You can see their big feet and their cute little noses. Here we have the little baby reindeer. I think there were 2 this year when we were there, maybe 3. They were still a little skittish, about 2 weeks old. Penny just petted one of the reindeer, and you'll see her come up with a handful of reindeer fur. Now, the reindeer fur is hollow, so it looks really cool under the microscope. And you can see the difference on this reindeer has lost all that excess fur, so it's a little bit darker. They said this one's ahead of the pack. We were able to spend about 15 or 20 minutes in this area feeding the reindeer. All the staff are super helpful. They'll take pictures for you. Definitely a highlight. Not so much for little babies, but any adult would absolutely love this space. They do have an amazing gift shop, which we were able to shop at, and a little area outside where you can get some food and drinks and a little snack after you visit. After the reindeer farm, we headed over to Leavenworth Fish Hatchery, and there are several easy trails, beautiful views along Icicle Creek, and it's very dog friendly. We saw lots of pups kind of marching around. During our visit, though, part of the hatchery area was closed off because of a pipe issue that looked like it was still being worked on. So all these bins that normally have bunches of fish fry, and little baby salmon in them were all empty. We did, however, see a lot of great artwork by some elementary schoolers in the area. Found some pretty impressive pine cones, and it was a nice quick stop at the hatchery. All right, the Alphorn Festival was actually happening this weekend, which was quite a unique sight. Alphorns are traditional wooden instruments from the Swiss Alps, basically giant horns that can be over 10 feet long. You can see them all sticking up. People are carrying them around. They were originally used by shepherds to communicate across mountain valleys, and hearing dozens of them playing throughout Leavenworth definitely added to a very cool Bavarian experience. Here you can listen to them. Okay, and one of the things that makes Leavenworth so unique is that the entire town is designed to look like a Bavarian village in Germany. Back in the 60s, the town was struggling after the railroad and timber industries declined, so the community leaders decided to reinvent Leavenworth as a Bavarian-style destination. And there are so many great restaurants, lots of really good food. One of the favorite spots, however, was Kris Kringle. This little shop had tons of ornaments, really anything you can think of. 2 stories packed full of as many Christmas ornaments you can find. And one of the new things we did this trip was the adventure park. Here is a mountain roller coaster. I think that's me coming on down. It was pretty impressive. You go on these sleds and you have your own little break that you can do. You go to the top of the mountain, you're able to see the rivers, the top of the mountains, the town. They also have rock climbing, as you can see Penny doing here. Everything is per person. So if you wanted to do any of the rocks and gems, you can. The roller coaster, you can. My advice is to get there early and spend a little bit of the afternoon. They have some adult beverages. Here we have some beautiful scenery around Leavenworth. This is just the backside of the town, just driving through. As we were leaving, we stopped at the 49er Diner, which had the best milkshakes. All right, and we took Highway 2 back home towards Vancouver, and look at these views. It was absolutely impressive. However, I don't recommend Highway 2. The traffic was terrible, absolutely terrible. But we did happen to stop at the Monroe Nature Center here. We were able to see some turtles. We had, it was a new facility or re-owned, and they are, it was really unique because you were able to feed turtles. They had some smaller animals. They also had very cute little capybara, and these are some fennec foxes. This little area had some unique looking raccoons. I forget where they were from. And when I say hands on experience, I mean it. These are African centipedes or giant millipedes. I forget which one. This one Ronson was able to hold. He said that the little feet felt like little black comb bristles on his hands. He held it for a while. It climbed all over him. It really liked his shirt actually when it got up in that area. And the staff around would just take it out, let you pet and or touch and or hold. They have a giant snapping turtle. This one was super cute back in its area. They do have a giant venomous snake, or I shouldn't say giant, but a venomous snake room. They have cute little otters, and you can do an otter experience here where there's a little area where you can sit down and actually pet the otters. This guy wasn't happy that his partner was being petted outside the facility. You can see where his partner was hanging out with the dog of the area. The golden retriever was like, "Enough of you." That little guy was so stinking cute. He was running all around on a leash. We got to pet him, and that was one of the ones that you were able to do the experience with. All right, and we left the Monroe Nature Center. We had enough time to drive towards Tacoma to the Debbie Doolittle's indoor petting zoo. This one was so fun. It was $15 per person. You could pay for a lettuce bucket. You see how full the lettuce bucket is. They have capybara. They have porcupines. There's another capybara. They have kangaroos. There's a little chicken running around. This was Max, the bird. He loved to dance. You were not able to pet Max, but he just was watching over you the whole time. Here's a fun little shot of three little 6-month-old capybaras and that porcupine right behind me. They do have a little area where there's some reptiles. This guy was gigantic. Another little capybara type animal. They had guinea pigs. This whole area was set up, probably had 8 or so guinea pigs. They had sheep and goats in this area. And on our way home, this was one of the best spots, Penny's Playground. This is in Chehalis, and it was one of the coolest playgrounds that I have seen. There was a break in the rain, and we stopped because we saw it on the way north, and we are glad we did. It's all turf. It's brand new. Look at how amazing these climbing structures are. This is zip lines. You think Penny's going to jump on here, and she's going to zip down. I can just imagine on a beautiful day how busy this place would be. These kids would love it. Look at how smooth that ride is. Chehalis is doing a great job in creating a really safe, inclusive environment for all the kids. They also have a spray park and a water slide in one of the areas that was just right across the street. We recommend going to this playground. They've got lots of things to climb on. Here's Penny trying to climb this rope, and we weren't able to get up there. Ronson gave it a try. He thought he'd be slick and was able to hold on for 2 seconds. We had such a fun time at this spot. If you're ever in the area of Chehalis, we definitely stop by. It's kind of on the way to or from the Great Wolf Lodge. All in all, a great weekend, and I heavily recommend a vacation to Chehalis, Leavenworth, and all the fun stops in between.